I kind of thought I'd hop on here for a second, just talk about, good bosses, man. You know, Having a good boss and good coworkers at your job can either really make or break, like, your mental sanity. Especially, like, depending on where you work. Like, if you work, like in finance, you work in IT, you work in the trades like I do, the people around you that you work with really decide like your morale for the day, right? Like if you're working around a whole bunch of people that don't give a shit about your job, they're moping around, they're complaining all the time, it really rubs you off in the wrong way. Versus the flip side of that, if you're working with people that are, at least positive, care a little more, they're a little more, inviting at the job, if you're trying to learn something, and just overall, you know, their understanding, it just makes your life and your job a lot easier. That also kind of goes in hand with like your boss, your supervisor, your manager. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're understanding that you're a person and you have problems and you have mental problems, physical problems, you know, when you're 100% at your job, it's gonna make you want to work harder because your manager, you want to work harder for them. If they're nicer to you and they understand like you're not a freaking robot, you're a human, you have feelings, you're gonna automatically feel better and feel more comfortable and be able to do your job a lot better versus a boss that's constantly on your ass about wanting to get a project done, wanting to get a job done. They stress you the hell out to a point where like you start thinking, man, I don't want to work here. Man, my job sucks. Man, my life sucks. My boss sucks. I don't like him. I don't want to work for him. For somebody who's being, a prick towards me or something like that, you don't want to work for him. Good bosses treat people with respect. Their energy goes into their employees. My job, especially in the trades, there's a lot of, hard work that goes into it, hard mental and physical labor that goes into it. And I'm just thankful enough that my bosses understand that, that I'm a younger person, I'm still learning. I try my best, and, when they're not constantly on you all the time, it makes you feel better. It makes you feel like, you're doing shit better, you can be trusted a little more. If I have like a problem or something, I don't feel uncomfortable that like I'm gonna get yelled at. Like the emotional intelligence, right? Like that goes a freaking long way, man. Like if you're emotionally connected to your employees in some way and like you understand like, you know, he's got a kid, maybe sometimes he's gonna be late for work, right? And I'm gonna let him off the hook a little bit. And just say that employee shows up late one day and your boss understands it. It's gonna reassure you. That's another thing. Reassurance that, yeah, my boss is my boss, but he's got my back. Or, you mess up on a project, you mess up on a job, and you feel really bad and you feel like, damn, I fucked that up. But your boss reassures you that it's okay, we can fix it. How are we going to get to the root of this problem instead of blowing up, making a big problem out of it, yelling at you. The difference between a good boss and a bad boss is the good bosses will at least reassure you that it's going to be okay. And that in turn, as an employee, you're going to be like, even if I mess up, my boss is going to have my back. And ensure it's going to make you work harder. It's going to make you feel more motivated. It's going to make you just overall, want to actually be at your job. I understand that people have good days, people have bad days, but, at the end of the day, if you have a good boss and your boss understands you, you're in a pretty good damn spot.